Good evening. I have my family on Zoom. I have my mom, my dad, my cousin, my sister, and my grandma all on Zoom. Serena Williams said it doesn't matter what your background is or where you come from. It is that you have dreams and goals, and that's all that matters. The purpose of this speech is to discuss how there is a difference of wage gap in both in the genders of men and women, and that they should have equal pay no matter the sport. I'm a credible source because I am an NCAA Division II athlete and I have experience with sports. In addition, I have done extensive research on the subject, not only for this project, but for other projects as well. The importance of the speech is to, like I said before, to show the importance of having equal pay between men and women and having equal treatment between men and women in the athletic world. The main points that I'll be discussing today is the unequal pay in the professional world of athletes, both men and women, the unequal treatment that NCAA has shown of men and women, and how we can help. To start, the unequal pay has been discussed for many years and while it has gotten better, there is still a large pay gap. The first part that I will be talking about is the NBA and the WNBA. The NBA highest salary is Stephen Curry of $48 million, whereas in the WNBA, the highest salary is $252,000, and this came from NBC Sports. In the world of tennis, the wage gap is the smallest in any other sport. However, the women are still paid 34.32% less than the male counterparts, and came from Last Word on Sports. In addition, there is a wage gap in tournament prize winnings. In 2022, the women were awarded roughly $300,000, whereas the male were offered $800,000. Similarly, in the 2014 Men's World Cup, prize money that was given to the championship team was roughly $35 million, whereas the women were only offered $2 million. This will bring point to my first and second graphic. In this graphic, it shows that the men had 32 teams and had $400 million of bonuses, whereas the women had 24 teams and were awarded $30 million. In addition, in this picture, it shows the different salaries of both NBA, golf, and tennis, like I stated before, and there is a large gap in between those. While it is shown that there is a wage gap between men and women, it is difficult to say due to different sponsorships that is given to men rather than women and the amount that was offered. That could be an example of why men are paid more, especially in the NBA, because there are a lot of sponsorships. However, that does not mean that there should be unequal treatment in the NCAA. In 2021, there was a marginal difference in the practice facility of the NCAA March Madness Finals tournament. In the men's tournament, they were offered a full practice facility that included different weights, different machines, and different exercises that each athlete could use. In addition, the men were offered an all-you-can-eat buffet that could accommodate to different dietary needs. However, on the women's side, the women were only offered one set of dumbbells and were offered prepackaged meals that didn't accommodate different dietary needs. In addition, in the 2018-2019 season, it is stated the NCAA roughly paid $4,000 for each male championship tournament. Rather, in the women's, it is stated that they roughly paid $2,000 for every women's championship. Similarly, in the championship discrepancies of the NCAA, in the males World Series championship, they are allowed a 12-day tournament series where they are offered a state-of-the-art facility that includes dugouts, that includes showers, and different facilities or rooms that can accommodate for each team in each team's athletic trainer. However, on the women, they are only offered a 7-day tournament and do not have the same accommodations that was stated for the men of their facility of having different rooms. The NCAA addressed the basketball issue and offer the women more equipment and more meal options to accommodate dietary needs. With that being said, it may seem that there isn't much that others can do. However, there is much that we can do. In the state of the women's basketball, the reason why it was brought to light was because of social media. A women's player from the Oregon Ducks created a TikTok video just showing the differences of the men's and women's. The following day after that video was posted, NCAA rearranged everything like I said it before, and that came from NBC News. In addition, supporting all athletes can help viewership to increase women's salaries. It is stated that there are more viewership of men's sports and women's sports. However, women's sports are not always broadcast on the main streaming services, thus are not as easily accessible where people can watch them. If all men's and women's sports were broadcast as easily, then the viewership of women's sports could greatly increase. By advocating for all athletes, many will start to realize that there is a gap in men's and women's sports and can advocate as well. With that being said, I believe that there is a day where men's and women's athletes can be treated the same. In conclusion, there is a gender inequality issue in sports, and that does not happen just in the U.S., but happens around the world. In summary, as I've stated, there is a wage gap between men's and women's sports in the professional world. There is an unequal treatment of NCAA athletes of men's and women's. However, there are many ways that we can help, like social media and advocating for both sports. Each athlete is amazing. Each athlete has worked the hardest and done their best to get where they are. If not, they wouldn't be in a professional sport. Sports are a vital part in each country's culture, whether it be soccer or football. But all sports and genders are a part of that sport. So I advocate for each person to advocate for each gender in their sports. Thank you for watching.